This episode is brought to you by the Regional Air Quality Council, because it's time to go green and set the summer trend. Get yourself a 30% point-of-sale discount on new electric lawn and garden equipment statewide in Colorado at participating retailers. That's 30% off electric lawnmowers, leaf blowers, and string trimmers. Actually used this recently. My husband was like, how do we get that discount? And I was like, I think you just have to find a retailer. And he was like, okay. And then we did it. Learn more ways to help improve air quality along the Front Range at simplestepsbetterair.org. That's simplestepsbetterair.org. Today on CityCast Denver. Denver's Vietnamese, Chinese, South Korean, and other East Asian communities celebrated Lunar New Year on Tuesday, but the Year of the Tiger has only just begun.
Usually in Asia, they would take the whole week off. We don't do that here. Unfortunately, I would love that, but we would literally celebrate for 10 days straight.
I stopped by Trong On Gifts at the Far East Center earlier this week to talk to Mimi Luong. Her family fled the fall of Saigon in 1975, and for decades, they've been behind Denver's largest Lunar New Year celebration, which is back and bigger than ever this weekend on Federal Boulevard. Today is Thursday, February 3rd, 2022. I'm Bree Davies, and this is CityCast Denver. Okay, here we are in the Far East Center. It's popping for a Monday afternoon. Oh, looks lovely. Oh, just got whistled at by a toy.
So a little background of this area. The Far East Center is owned by my family. My dad and his two brothers had this great idea of starting the Far East Center because they wanted a place that they can remember their home from. They escaped from Vietnam in 1975 in April at the Saigon Falls. So they had to leave everything that they had and known and grew up with.
With communist forces only a few miles from the center of Saigon, the order to evacuate American nationals is given. Americans and citizens of third countries who have been guaranteed space on the airlift gather at assembly points for the bus ride to Tan Son Nhut Airport.
So within 24 hours, they got the notice that they had to leave the country. My grandpa is actually a really well-known and famous banker in Vietnam. He owned a bank, and my great aunt was works at the U.S. Embassy, and she was a translator for the American military. And at that time, she met the military general, and they got married over there. When they had to escape, he would, tell them, hey, it's gonna be over. I can get all your entire family onto a plane and leave. And it's around 19 members. And everybody, they all lived in a big house, had cars, everything. They had to leave everything that they'd known and built, this whole empire. They had to leave every single thing.
For the frightened civilians, the first few hundred feet were the most dangerous. After that, they were out of range of rifle and pistol fire. The hardest part was the waiting. Many people said it was unnerving to be waiting for a ride to safety and to be hearing fighting all around you.
And so the reason why they came to Colorado was because my great uncle, the military general, actually lives here, and his family is here, and my great aunt was here. So they all came to Colorado, and they were my dad and his siblings were all the first refugees to step off the bus. And I actually recall when I was in elementary school, there was a history book, and it was a Colorado history book where they showed refugee, the first refugee in Colorado, and my dad's picture was on that bus, but I'm trying to find that book. I can't find it. So maybe one day if somebody hears this and they see this book, I would love a copy of it. But when they came here, King Soopers at that time accept refugees and was very open to helping them get a job. And all my uncles went to King Soopers and were stalker boys. They didn't know any English. So they were all just in the back, like stocking milk and like eggs and stuff like that. And all my aunts and my grandma would go to a motel and was housekeeping. And so from a life where you live very good life to coming here with nothing.
My cat Freddie loves to be brushed and cuddled. But stirring up his cat allergens meant sneezing and itchy eyes. Then I found Purina One Live Clear. It's cat food that reduced the major allergen and my suffering in as little as 21 days. Now, we feel closer than ever. If you have issues with cat allergens, you really need to try Purina One Live Clear.
Try new Purina One Live Clear today. Purina One, a difference from day one.
But Mimi's dad and her uncles tried to make the most out of their new life. They eventually opened a couple of Vietnamese supermarkets in Denver named after Mimi's grandfather. And as the family grew and their businesses prospered, they had an idea for something larger. A place that would celebrate Asian culture and the home they were forced to leave behind. That idea became the Far East Center, a shopping plaza and community space they built in Southwest Denver.
My dad and all his siblings and stuff was like, why don't we try to make a shopping plaza? A plaza that can have all of us all in one, because we have like sisters that have restaurants, we have like a supermarket. Why don't we just make a shopping center that can fit all that? They got all their money together, but they didn't have enough money. So they had to ask the city for help. And they requested this area and they found this land and they built the Far East Center. And they got the gate to remind them that Asia, and it's called Far East because it's not just like Vietnam or China. It's everyone in the Far East. Like anyone over in Asia can open a store in the Far East Center to have their restaurants and be like multicultural and diverse. And at that time it started in 1987 till now, we've had a lot come and go, and it's been very international. A few years later, we had a line dance group came, and it was Shaolin Home in Boulder. The Sifu, the master, is Howie Solo. He's actually American, and it was really weird because his whole group was all American. And he asked, and we're like, yeah, let's do line dancing for Lunar New Year. And they did amazing. And that's how we got the propose of thinking the idea, how can we share our culture with the community? Especially the community is so diverse. Like this area is Hispanic, it's American and everything, and they love to learn more about our culture. So this has just been a thing that my mom always wanted to share, like, hey, they're actually interested in us for once. They want to come and celebrate with us, like American New Year is everywhere, but Lunar New Year, not too many people know about it. So their thing was, I just want to share so people can get good memory. My thing right now is to help make this area become a historical landmark. I don't want it to go away. Like my parents' legacy of building something and starting something, I don't want it to go away, So, we try to do more events that pertain like a lot of culture and, tradition and just a celebration.
Ladies and gents, if you get hit by this, you're going to get hit up all year round. Come on, let's get hit all year round.
You're hearing sounds from the last Lunar New Year event at the Far East Center in 2020, right before everything shut down. And Mimi told me the celebrations this weekend are going to be bigger than ever before because she and her family are trying to get this stretch of Federal Boulevard recognized as its own district, Little Saigon.
I've never been to Asia. I don't know how it's celebrated over there. I can see videos on YouTube or, stream from everywhere. But how do I celebrate is by sharing our culture of traditional line dancing, traditional dance, add in some modern pop and, dancing there. We have lanterns for good luck and shining. The meaning of lantern is to shine a bright road for the new year. We have lots of fruits. Every fruit have different meaning. Pomelos and tangerines are a symbol for good luck, and anything round is rolling the luck to you.
Can you tell me about the red envelope?
So red envelope is the main tradition. You would put lucky money in it, is what we call it. $1 to however much you want. You are usually given to kids and elderly. Just an offering. Like if you give somebody a red envelope, in a lucky red envelope, you will get 10 times back the luck. You try not to spend that money unless you need it on a rainy day. But it's to see if you can hold all that lucky money for the whole year.
I love that idea. That's like gives so much more meaning to the beginning of the year. There's like saving money and thinking about, the future and things like that.
Yeah. And this year we're bringing in, before it was like just the lion dance, but this year we're bringing in a bunch of different performers from different cultures to come in to share that we are all as one. We're not separated at anyhow. We want to all share and celebrate Lunar New Year together, all as a community. So that is my thing. And so we brought in Japanese taiko drummers. We have Vietnamese fan dancers. We have Chinese instrumental players. We have Korean K-pop. So I think it's a very good time, and especially bring awareness to with this everything with the AAPI, Asian hate, and everything going on. I think having the community come together and be very supportive of the Asian community and what we do, it helps, get our voices out and let people be more aware.
Sure, and connecting people to who you are.
Yes.
It's not, who the people behind the businesses and the restaurants and.
Yes, and everybody has a story, Mine, my parents, and my story is nothing probably compared to a lot of other people, but we're just very humble that we're able to share something like truly from my family's heart, what they want to grow.
Good to know. I'm bringing my 8-month-old son over, so.
Oh, good.
We're so excited.
So much fun.
Yeah.
And hopefully he's not scared of the loud drums.
No, his dad's a drummer, so he's used to it.
Yeah.
Well, Mimi, thank you so much for sharing your family's story.
No, thank you for coming out here.
You can head over to Trong On Gifts at Federal and Alameda this Saturday and Sunday for lion dances and other performances, including Japanese hip-hop, K-pop dances, and kids' fashion shows. Find out more at littlesaigondenver.com. And here's what else is happening in Denver today. Yesterday, Denver's Department of Community Planning and Development unveiled an update to their plan to encourage the construction of affordable housing. This is a big, dense document with a lot of moving pieces, and state lawmakers are hard at work on their own approach to the problem. The one thing we can all agree on, though, is that we're really in need of more affordable housing in this city. So we're going to dig a little deeper and try to sort it all out for you. Stay tuned. That's all for today here on CityCast Denver. If you enjoyed the show, why not take a minute to tell a friend about us, rate the show wherever you get your podcasts, and subscribe to our morning newsletter. Oh, and guess what? Our regular newsletter writer, Peyton Garcia, is back. Yay! We'll be back tomorrow morning with more news from around the city. Bye-bye. Yesterday, Denver's development. Okay.